It's like YouTube always has me such a big face. I can't really make it smaller. It's weird. Okay, so I am here. You are there. We're doing our thing. If you are on Facebook, I'm going to urge you to go over to YouTube. You know why? It's because I will end Facebook Mediumship Monday sooner than I will end YouTube Mediumship Monday. So what I will do is I'll stay on YouTube. Hi, YouTubers. And I will stay here as I shut down Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, go find me. What's my channel name? Like Janny Spiritual Medium or Spiritual Medium Janny, or, I should know this. And, I know that they say that if I don't say something really snazzamatazz in the first 5 seconds, I can lose you. But I don't know. I guess it just says Janny now. So if you could just tell me what it says, give me a thumbs up, tell your people about it, share it on Facebook from YouTube. And that would be wonderful. So I am here trying to figure out how to make these pages kind of work. It's just not going to work as well as I'd like. I'll just have to go back and forth, which is kind of a bummer, but okay. So, all right, let's, it's funny because I realized I'm wearing the same sweater as I did last week. That could be really confusing. I hope you don't get confused. Try it and make it as simple as possible so you can tell you're not reading the same thing. Today we're right next to the humongous ficus tree because it is so cold outside. But tomorrow it is supposed to be up in the 30s, 30 degrees at least. So let's get Mediumship Monday started. I want to share some things. I forgot to take a group picture from the group that I just did. When was all the snow? Friday night. I went to the middle of the country Friday night. Oh, not the middle of the country. Middle of the state. In the middle of way into the country in Dundee area when it was snowing. A lot of country roads. A lot of real granny driving from me and making it down the road. But I forgot to take a picture, which I was super upset about. So if you are ever in a group reading with me or a class, please, I'm begging you. And if I don't remember, can you just remind me, hey, Janny, we forgot to take a picture. It would be just wonderful if you could remind me, because I always forget. Hi, Tony. It's so nice to see you. Okay, so okay, I want to share something really kind of fun. So I don't know. I'm kind of looking at things to talk about. I've got so many things going in my head because I'm doing a series. I'm doing a series of classes, and I'm going to have to pull it up on my website on my from my phone. And, it's really not a phone, is it? Come on. I mean, this thing is like a handheld computer that without it, I would not be able to do work, which I work all the time from it. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a series, and it's going to be, and I can't even spell my name right under pressure, as it turns out. It's going to be a series that goes through June. And if you're curious, what I'm doing is going to jannycook.com and see and hear me, I think. Oh, I got that wrong. Events and happenings. That's where I'm at. Events and happenings. So I'm going to do a handwriting class February 17th. I'm also going to make that available to Zoom people. I'm going to make it available to Zoom. So if you want to do it anywhere in the country, you can do it anywhere in the country. It'll be handwriting. Then it's going to be chakra systems and understandings. Then it's going to be money manifestation and abundance. Then it's going to be metaphysical modalities and you. Then it's going to be a mid-year burning bowl. Like, no joke. We just did a burning bowl, and halfway through the year, we're going to be doing that, and that'll be June 16th, a mid-year burning bowl. So that would actually be a pretty exciting thing to come and do. Each of those are going to be $40, or you can pick and choose which ones you want to do, or you can buy the package, and that'll be more inexpensive that way. So I haven't decided. I am open to opinions and feedback from that. Hi, Doris. How you doing? Doris, were you there on Friday? What was Saturday night? It was snowed here Saturday night. Okay. So I want to share something that happened. First, I want to say something really, really funny. So I joke that I don't normally see male clients. I see a lot of female clients, right? I see female clients. They want to meet me. They want to get readings from me. Don't necessarily see their husbands, right? I see the female side. I see their female half. So I go to this group reading on Saturday. I come to this group reading on Saturday. I walk into the garage, right? Walk into the garage. And there are all the men. All the husbands are in the garage. And then I walk into the house, and in the dining room, the kitchen are all the women. I love this story so much. So what ends up happening is I begin to do the group. Now, a group session here and a group session in person, well, they're different because we can have the conversation. I get the feedback of, oh no, you weren't there, Doris? Oh, okay. Hi, Dawn, good to see you there. So what ends up happening is the first thing that comes through is I get a brother energy. Now, a brother energy could be your brother, a real brother that was here, a blood sibling. Could be a half brother that maybe you didn't really know you had. That could happen too. It could be a brother-in-law, or it also could be somebody who was so close to you, like a brother. I mean, there's lots of real close vibrational energies that fit the brother, the brother realm. So I started telling and giving this message, trying to place this brother. And the woman said, no. And then later, I was giving her readings, and it was just beautiful messages from her mother, and it was really wonderful. And then I get the message from her mother about her son-in-law, who's in the garage, mind you, in the garage. He's in the garage. So I asked some people to go get him and bring him in. And they said, oh, he doesn't really believe in you. So he doesn't believe in this stuff, right? And I said, it doesn't matter to me. You don't have to believe in any of this stuff. You can just be curious about the experience, okay? So I give the message from his mother-in-law to him. His mother-in-law adored him, loved him, thought he was fantastic. He did as so much. He's such a great soul, and they were such beautiful. Actually, they were wonderful soulmates together, and they had been married for 50 years. 50 years. Yeah, 50 years is a long time. So I don't think I got those chops in me. I don't think I have enough time on this earth. So what ends up happening is I give the message. I give a lot of validation and evidence. It's not, I don't need to tell you what they were because it's their session. And well, you weren't there. But I'm like, well, I start getting messages about a brother on a motorcycle. I'm hearing about a brother on a motorcycle. And his brother died in a motorcycle accident. And he then starts to talk and give messages and validation. So it was her brother-in-law who passed, was her husband's brother. But in order for her husband to really hear it, he needed the mother-in-law to come in and kind of help everything through and help him deliver the message by getting him in the room even. So I always joke, I said, everybody, I encourage the male population to be very curious about the metaphysical. I know I have a real big push about how metaphysical is talked about, how metaphysicians, I don't know if you want to call them that, metaphysical people, how they interact with each other. It's usually a not very supportive place, and I really want to shift that. But I also want to shift all y'all. I want to shift all y'all to really to look at how to use this world for your happiness and joy and hope. Today is Martin Luther King Day, so it's a very big, huge day for me. I could share something. I know sharing, that's how you know, that's what I was just listening to some Brene Brown. And she's like, sharing your story when you're leading is a really important to do. So I want to share a story with you. kind of funny. It's kind of funny. This story is kind of funny. So so maybe some of you guys follow Rebecca Rosen. I love Rebecca Rosen. She is a person I would say that is like my mentor, but she would never confirm that. She would never really, let's just say she never said yes. She never said she would be my mentor. She got me on the path, but I don't think she wouldn't claim me. Okay. So I've done this on my own. And in a book of hers, she talks about an angel coming to her bed. So just this is so kind of embarrassing, I gotta tell you. So she talks about an angel that comes to her bed, and I was always like, when am I gonna get an angel, like for real, and blah blah blah. If I'm meant, this is like I do the same thing you guys do. I do this. If this is meant to be, then I should see an angel. It should show up right by my bed. Come on, let's do this, right? And I had never. And then I remembered, like, oh my God, I absolutely did. There was an angel. I was laying in bed in Colorado, and this is a great story, actually. I think it was coming off of I had a severe strep infection. It was like I peeled myself and I drove myself to the doctor and was telling him how horrible I feel. And he said, no, you're fine. You just have the flu. It's no big deal. Just the flu, no big deal. So I'm like, no. Please, I've had strep all the time I was growing up. Please, just check, right? So, so she does the whole swab of the throat thing, and she looks at it. She's like, I don't even need to run it. You are so sick. And so they gave me like antibiotics on the spot, and then I went home and stayed in bed for like, 4 days, really close to like probably some bad things. I don't know, terrible things, but I was really sick. When I started to get better from this, I remember so the doorway was to my this is a lot like aerobics right now. I think it's going to be to my left. So the doorway's there, and I remember looking over, and all of a sudden, I saw the most beautiful. I can't even like describe the face. Just how when the Dalai Lama is talking, or Marie Kondo, if you like the tidy up woman, how they're just smiling and happy, and their eyes are always lit up, and they're just so happy. Like every pore of them is just jumping for joy. That was like times a million was this face, just looking at me with such love. And I remember, it wasn't a very, very tall angel. I mean, like, I always feel like I should be 5'10". All of my cousins are enormous, and I'm like, barely pushing 5'5.5" anymore. So my angel wasn't necessarily tall. Oh my God. That's actually very funny. So my angel's short, just like, okay. So I look over, and it was beautiful. It was just a beautiful angel. Actually, like gold. It was a male that I would guess male, right? I don't really know if it was male, but I could guess it. So I look over, and I said like gold shimmery stuff, and I see a sword, and it could be, I know Archangel Michael is sometimes in gold, sometimes in blue. I hate to say that there's any labels because everything changes, right? Nothing is real or the same for anybody. Everything moves. So I get up, and I remember asking, like, did you see that? It was, my daughter was there and her father, and I was like, did anybody just see that? As I look around, I just begin to see life. Everything in my kitchen was glowing. Dirty dishes, the plants, auras everywhere. It was the most beautiful. I was like walking through what felt like love. It was intoxicating. This has happened to me 4 or 5 times in my life where I've had these experiences where I've just really seen what was spirit eyes is what I would call them. That's the only thing, like seeing through the eyes that spirit sees everything in. And I tell you what, if we all saw life that way, Like, I would have married a blade of grass or a rock in that moment, because it was just the most precious, gorgeous thing I'd ever seen in my life. This is kind of funny. I loved the dirty dishes even. I love the dirty dishes piled in my sink. It was just gorgeous. I remember the copper, like the 3 hanging copper thing where you have like apples and oranges or whatever in there, root veggies, potatoes. Anyway, so I was in that moment and I was in love with everything. It was just gorgeous. So because of that moment that we're talking about, I'm going to challenge you to do a couple things this week. Yeah, you can't really get out of here without homework. I don't know if you know that about me yet, but in order to make this world work, you got to work. You got to show up and be curious about things. Like, you can't, this is why men, don't come to see me when they're alive. Not because they're not curious, but it's really considered too emotional. They're not allowed to be in their emotions. I want you to encourage the men around you to really be in their emotions, to have these experiences, because they need them too. But unfortunately, sometimes we think, well, okay, Janny, well, why don't you go ahead and tell me my name and then we'll talk, right? You're psychic. You should know it. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. Spirit is so much more subtle, and there's so many more nuances. And I always call it like charades in my head. Spirit comes down. I have to push my energy up. And then we have this conversation about things, and I try and get it right. And then I listen and I get this, and they show me these ideas, and then it works or it doesn't. Okay. So that's the way it works. Encourage men to be curious about it, because being curious about it is way more than half the battle. And I want to honor today being Martin Luther King Day. I really want to honor the men and the women who are out in the trenches working for civil rights. I know we just kind of jumped a train, but that's all right. It's okay, because I jump trains all the time, and you can jump them with me because you can just watch. I just want to take a moment to really especially encourage everybody down here to get down to Detroit and go to the Wright Museum, which is the African American Museum. Go find Delisha Upshaw. Tell her Janny sent you. She is the head of marketing down there, and she's amazing, amazing woman. I have known her since we were in our early 20s, which I'm not that much older than early 20s. No, I'm just kidding. I am. But I want to encourage you to get down there and see this and understand and be curious about other people's experiences in life, and be curious about your own experiences in life. What's happening in your life? How is spirit showing up? How is spirit showing up that you may not even know spirit showing up? So I know I did that last class, which kind of was the kickoff of the series, which I didn't really quite realize I was doing a series till I was teaching the class. So I am very spirit, inspirational, scatterbrained spirit. If I'm inspired to do it, that's when it gets done. So, and spirit can talk to you in many, many different ways. I really am going all over the place, and I hope that's okay with everybody. I hope we're following. I'd like a little big what if it is happening, something from y'all saying, I get it, Janny. I'm following you. All right. I don't have it yet, so I'm going to go on. Okay. The homework is, because not only am I going to do the series, but I'm also going to, we hear this all the time, right? Maybe you don't hear it all the time. Maybe I hear it all the time. I hear it all the time, or I read about it, the fact that it's the war within ourselves that we keep seeing externally outside of ourselves. We keep creating this war within ourselves about perfection, self-hatred, self-worth, self-esteem, self-pride. We have our own feelings antenna just all jambled. So we're not able to really figure things out. We're not able to get this clear channel to spirit to allow us to have clear sight, clear vision, clear hearing, all these clear things to actually help us. So this is a journey into the feeling worlds of yourself. So I want to challenge you to do this. This is totally Brene Brown, on a 1 inch by 1 inch, little square, like something like that, right? 1 inch by 1 inch. Now do not write super small, okay? Don't write super small, but a 1 inch by 1 inch square, write down the names of the people whose opinion in your life truly matters, okay? I've had to do this because I've actually gotten some feedback of, Ryan, sorry. Hi, Piper's mom. A 1 inch by 1 inch square of whose opinion you actually value in your life. Who is somebody who can actually give you feedback that can help you to move forward in your life? Is it the person giving you feedback on the internet about your post? I hope not. Is it who is it? Who can really speak into your life? Who can talk to you and give you opinions? Now, I want to give an idea here because it kind of happened. It kind of happened to me. I want to say I have thick skin, but I don't. I just don't. I just don't. I do this because I'm supposed to do this. I got thin skin. I will obsess about stuff. Dana, are we going to go see, oh my God, I forgot, Dorothy at St. Andrews? I don't know. That's February 9th, girl. Okay, anyway, Dorothy's coming to St. Andrews. She was be an awesome concert. So I had somebody, it happened a while, it happens like every now and then. I don't get too many, I don't really get people who bash me. Maybe they bash me. I've had it happen a few times, and I've really taken to heart what they've said. Some people say, well, she's just psychic, and she's this, and she's that, she's this. I really try not to label what I do, because what I know is that when I get in front of somebody who's supposed to receive a message, they receive what they need. Now, looking at the message, if somebody's as I'm giving the message, it doesn't necessarily mean, like, you could judge somebody else's message. I mean, why? It's not your message. Whatever somebody else's soul's needs is what they're going to get. Okay? So you can judge somebody else's message. It's just kind of real crappy because it's not your message. It's not going to resonate with your soul. And it will close you off from your own reading. Okay. So I've had to do this because that happened to me, right? So I want to encourage you to think about writing a 1 inch by 1 inch block of who can actually speak into your life. Like my mom. My mom is one. My sister's another. My bestie's another. It's like 4 people that can actually give me, and I keep it. I do carry it with me. So if I'm like have a problem, and all of a sudden they're not on my list, I'm just going to push it aside. And I want to offer that you do the same thing. If they're not on your list, they didn't make your 1 inch by 1 inch square, chuck them. Chuck it. It doesn't matter. The comment, the backlash, it is just a way to fight an ego. And I'm going to tell you what I have found very interesting this year for myself. And this is a really big thing for me is silence. I don't know if my mom is watching, but she's going to be like, I knew she'd get it. Silence is the best answer. Silence. Just like not responding. Just really think about that in your life. If you chose not to respond, how many fights would you just nip in the bud? Probably a ton. Okay. All right. So I guess that's all I'm talking about because I have now a spirit showing up. So Facebook people, you are in danger. Just beep, beep, danger, because at some point I'm going to turn you off and I'm going to chuck it. I know it was really close there, Dawn. I just to saying something else recorded and live. I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue on YouTube. At some point soon, I'm gonna be shutting Facebook off. So you're gonna want to get over here as soon as possible. So I want to talk about. I have a male figure who has. I feel I have a stroke or a head injury because I feel a lot of. It can also be a brain aneurysm. Actually, I feel young man. I feel like a father energy coming forward. I just didn't feel well. And the next thing I knew, I laid down and I was gone. It was very sudden, very quick, very much very tragic for the family, very sudden passing, showing me being, I feel like there's a, it's the harder part. I mean, there's like, this is when I went and saw Rebecca Rose, and this is one of the things she said when my brother had passed is, it may not seem like it was his time to go, but it was. So we don't have anything figured out here. Really want to encourage you to hear this. There are many things that are mysteries in life. Death is there. It is one of them. How do people die? Why do people die? Why do they die when they die? I do not know the answers to that. And I can't even purport that I can even understand it because there's so much pain. I have theories, I have ideas, I have questions, and that leads to more theories and more ideas, but I can't say that I'm right on everything. What I can say and this isn't like trying to sing while you are in mourning, right? That's not what I can say is I've seen the magic of spirit. I have faith and I trust that magic. I believe in that there is a universe of good that is looking to support you on your journey. Okay. So while we always want the answers, right? We want to believe we can have all the answers and figure it out, but it doesn't mean that we ever can. We have to find a new way of being in the world without our loved ones. And that is a very, very hard task to do. Especially when they're young, when it's sudden, and if it's complicated. Although those things really, really make grief incredibly hard. Sorry, my hairdresser told me my hair sometimes was stringy on here, so she wants me to cut it off, and I don't know what I want to do yet. So, okay. So Facebook people, you're about to lose me. You're gonna have to go over to YouTube. So I want to talk about the male in. I feel like, and not only that, I feel like a big heart attack came forward. Either he was just at retirement age or either he had just retired or was about to retire. And I feel him, he's showing me his build. Normally they don't do that, but I'm seeing like a man, kind of balding, closer to about 6 feet tall, maybe, and he's showing me like getting larger and larger as he's showing me getting more and more of a belly, and it's super fun, happy, his father energy just coming forward and sending lots of love. Very sudden passing by a heart attack, wanting to reach out. I feel like there's. I don't know if there was like, he's making me feel like there might have been a headache prior to it. Just didn't feel good and laid down and then he was gone. Okay. I feel like I feel like the wife is still here. She's still here in physical. And when I'm here in physical, they're telling me that her house is too much for her and it needs to get sold, or she needs to downsize. Too much, too many things. Everything is everywhere and she just can't manage it anymore. So there's that. I also feel I do have this younger male coming in with a, I'm just looking to see if there's any more comments. Sorry. I'm not trying to be rude here. Somebody just sneezed in here. I thought it was all alone. Okay, so then I have a younger, I feel as if I'm a younger boy coming forward and wanting, it's like 3 boys, varying age, but all are minors. One I see 2, one I see I think 15, one I see 12. I just feel like I didn't get to say goodbye. A lot of not getting to say goodbyes. A lot of like really very tragic passings. I'm just seeing that. I mean, they're just showing me like a multiple of them happening at once, which is a little bit overwhelming. So I want to say this is very important for all, because there feels like varying degrees. One, I feel the young boy. I have to go through this in a list. The young boy, I feel, passed very quickly, and he feels around 2 to 4 years old. But I'm going to be like 4 young teenagers, all under 16. Oh my God. Okay, all right. I'm seeing like a lot of. I see 2 separate car accidents. These are a lot of young. Okay. I want to make sure that if you were a mother that lost a child that was ejected from the car, or because I don't feel like every child died in both of those accidents. I have 2 here. And but you're a mother of a child who died. This is hard because this is I want to make sure that you know that your sons are with you. This is what they're telling me. I can only tell you what they're telling me. They're telling me they're with you, and they're telling me that they are very proud and feel honored in how you either had the funeral or you honored them in the memorial. And I feel like there are there's this it's weird because if I feel like one is in this part of the world and one is in like the west side of the world, the West Coast. So I feel like they're so different in how the moms have managed. One has brought these moms together and one has torn them apart. So I'm going to say like these ones that have been brought together makes me feel as if they had some kind of jewelry or something that brought them all together. So, okay. So, okay. All right. Okay. They're wanting you to also know that there wasn't a lot of pain. It looked like there was a lot of pain and things were really, really difficult here. I feel like I want to make sure you hear that I hear them trying to say something, and it sounds like they're moaning as I feel them in the hospital room. I feel like they couldn't, but they kept trying to talk to you and tell you how much they love you, but I'm not being able to do it. So I'm hearing like it sounds like moans. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. All right. I'm going to end this over at Facebook. Jump over to YouTube if you can. Find me, catch me if you can. I think. Okay. So I'm just closing that down. Sorry. We'll see how many people are left over here on YouTube. Um, okay, so I want to talk about. I feel like there's. I just saw. I feel like there's also another. This is see a lot of males come after they've deceased. They come to say that this is real and want to let you know, because I think when they're here, they don't really understand. It's like they're not allowed to feel these feelings. So when men are here, they have a harder time being curious about it. It's much easier to shut it down and easier to make fun of it than it is to be curious about it. So again, if you've got men in your life, you don't have to encourage them to see me, but encourage them to see somebody. I mean, therapy is always a good place to start. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is that I see a man. He looks like a African American man showing me shirts that was like in his honor of his passing. I feel like there was it was very sudden as well, but it wasn't. It was more of a. Well, now there's like a ton more people that just showed up. So okay, so when I'm here, I see the shirts. It's like a white like a Henley, right, with the sleeves that are a different color. I see a white shirt, and in his honor, everybody like there's matching shirts over his a very big family. I feel like I feel like he's calling out some sons, 2 sons and a daughter, more than one daughter, for sure 2 sons. He's like patting 2 sons, one really tall, one really small. So those people, he is here. He's want to let you know that I get there might be a little bit of fighting that's going on. When I'm seeing this, I'm seeing like family fighting, but he's also showing me that it's time to put down the weapons. So it's time to just find the peace, finding peace. This is one of the messages that I receive over and over again. How to find peace, how to get peace, how to be in peace after somebody's passing. Okay, I have a mother energy coming forward. I feel like there's a mother energy coming forward. I feel like there was either a grave blanket or it just went to the grave. I feel like the grave was just there. I mean, so maybe right before the snow. It does when I hear the word light gray. So maybe it's a light gray a stone in her honor that's there. Because I want to say when I'm hearing this, she wants you to know she's not there. She wants you to know she's not cold. I don't know if she was cold in life, and that's why her message is really important that she's not cold. But she's not cold, but she appreciates you taking care of her and keeping her memories and thoughts and love alive. She's very grateful for you. I also feel that okay, so now I have another mother energy coming forward. She's just these are a lot of like very much grateful, because as I'm seeing this, she's showing me she's actually talking very clearly, even though she's telling me that she passed of dementia. Now, normally when somebody passes of dementia, my sign and symbol is that I'll go blank, but she is not. She's very much in charge. So when she was in life, she was in charge and a formidable matriarch. That's kind of what I see her as. Very matriarchal, and I always had my hair. I was very, very pretty. It's what she's showing me. She's showing me being very pretty. Okay, I'm just seeing if there's anybody else here. I'm just having poetry flash in my head right now. So I don't know what. I sometimes when this stuff happens, I'm like, really? But I gotta tell you, it really feels like the soul of what I would say is Maya Angelou just showed up. I know it sounds weird, but this is more of a message for these people who've stuck around. I want to say that the message that I keep getting for each of you is that there is hope. Hope. Which I always struggle with the idea. I struggle with the idea of hope, as you well have known, because if you've watched this channel a lot, we had a series on hope. Then we talked about the Buddhism word for hope and how it's really delusional because it's into the future and there's no future. But there's hope now that things are going to get better. I see the hope and I see life changing and shifting to support each of you that are on here. I'm also feeling that the person who is listening who has like either lower back issues or like hip sciatica, I'm feeling that about to begin to shift as well. Okay, I'm just asking if there's anything else. I think that's it. Thank you so much for coming tonight. See light, be light. I really appreciate it. Share this with your friends. Come for a reading. Come to the classes. Do whatever you feel like doing, but do it so you're hopeful in the moment and you're seeing light and you're being light and you're spreading love. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And until next Monday, hasta la vista. Hasta mañana. Hasta luego. Hasta